Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 21. Just wanted to go through a brief roster move before we get into opening day. I decided to DFA Rob Refsnyder. Rob's not someone that we really have any interest in keeping along. I decided to DFA him. I brought up Scott Hyman, who played for the Rangers in 25 games in 2019. A little bit better hitter, a little bit of better defensive versatility. Don't expect Scott to be a starter for us, but would rather him on the roster than Nick Solak, than Rob Refsnyder. Going into opening day, we are facing the Seattle Mariners. I went through the season predictions for us. We're projected to go 76 and 86, which is a little bit better than I think, um, you know, was expected of us. I'll give you guys a quick look at the preseason predictions. So the Rays projected to win the AL East. In our division, the Astros are projected to go 92 and 70. The Angels are projected to be well above 500, as well as the Oakland A's being above 500. We're expected to finish fourth in the division, above the Seattle Mariners. One interesting thing to note: Corey Kluber actually expected to have a pretty good year. They're expecting him to be one of the top pitchers in the AL. So we'll see how that all pans out. Let's get into the lineups. I will allow Chris Woodward to take control of those. I'm just going to act as a general manager in this series. Don't expect to have too much control. But leading off, shortstop is Elvis Andrus. Scott Heineman is actually getting the start out in center field for us, batting second. Willie Calhoun bats third, playing left field. In the cleanup spot, we have Joey Gallo playing right field. Todd Frazier slots in the 5 spot, playing third base. At DH, we have Shin-Chu Chu. In the 7th hole, Robinson Chirinos is playing catcher. Batting 8th and playing second base is Rougned Odor. And in the 9 hole, playing first base is Guzman. Our starting pitcher for today is obviously Corey Kluber. We take on Marco Gonzalez and the rest of the Seattle Mariners. This is pretty funny, actually. D. Strange Gordon. I guess he changed his last name or something in this game, but let's get into it, guys. Opening day, we are in Seattle taking on the Mariners. So we are going to start off. Elvis Andrus leads us off in the top of the first. And he grounds out to second base, 1 away. Scott Heineman batting second. He drives the ball to deep left center field, but should be playable, and he is retired for the second out. Bishop comes over to grab that. Up third, Willie Calhoun. And he draws a walk for us. So first man aboard is Willie Calhoun, 2 outs in the top of the first. Up comes Joey Gallo. And Joey Gallo grounds out to first base to retire the side. So nothing much there. For the Rangers, we have Corey Kluber taking the mound, facing Mallex Smith to lead off for the Mariners. 3-2 is the count, and he walks Mallex Smith to start the game off. 2-2 is the count to Kyle Seager, and he grounds it to second. Could it be 2? He gets the out at first, and a double play. So 2 down in the bottom of the first for the Mariners. Austin Nola, their catcher, comes up third. 1-0 is the count to Nola, and he grounds the ball to Elvis Andrus. Throws over to first to retire the side for an easy inning for Corey Kluber. Coming up in the top of the second, we have Todd Frazier batting 5th. 2-1's the count to Todd, and he drives it to deep center field. Plenty of time for Bishop to get there, and he retires Frazier for 1 down. Up next is Shin-Chu Chu batting 6th. 1-0's the count to Chu. And Chu hits a ball to deep center field. Over the head of Bishop it goes. Chu rounds first, heading for second. And he turns second base, looking to leg out a triple, and he gets there safely. So Shin-Chu Chu hits a triple for us here in the top of the second. There's 1 away, brings up Robinson Chirinos. 1-2's the count to Chirinos. And a ball hit to left field. Will that be deep enough to score Chu? Chu comes home with it. And he looks like he's thrown out at the plate. Wow. Okay. So no damage there, but Shin-Chu Chu hits a triple for us. Shed Long is up in the bottom of the second for the Mariners. and he hits a ball to really deep center field. Scott Hyman is there, though, to make the play. Kyle Lewis, highly touted prospect for the Mariners, comes up to face Corey Kluber. And he lines out to Elvis Andrus at shortstop, 2 away. Dan Vogelbeck comes up for the Mariners, 1-0 is the count, and he grounds the ball back up to shortstop. There is Andrus, but Vogelbeck looks like he legs out a... oh no, he actually is retired at first, so 1-2-3 inning again for Corey Kluber. Rougned Odor comes up for the Rangers to start the top of the 3rd inning. He grounds out to second base, 1 away. Up next is Ronald Guzman, batting in the 9th hole, facing Marcos Gonzalez. And Guzman just pops out to third base there. So that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Elvis Andrus. He's 0 for 1 today. And Andrus drives the ball to deep left center field. That ball is gone. Elvis Andrus gets the Rangers on the board with a solo homer. He hit it 424 feet, and the Rangers lead 1-0. And Scott Hyman goes away, but that's not before the Rangers strike for 1-0 here in the 3rd inning. Elvis Andrus hits a solo home run. J.P. Crawford leads it off for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 3rd. Corey Kluber the pitch, and ground out to second base. Rougned Odor takes care of him relatively easily. There's 1 away. Now up is Bishop, and he strikes out. D. Gordon comes up for the Mariners, and he hits it to third base. Todd Frazier's there to retire the side. So another good inning out of Corey Kluber. And up come the Rangers. Willie Calhoun leads it off for the Rangers here in the top of the 4th. And he hits the ball to deep right field, but is retired. Kyle Lewis there to make the catch. Joey Gallo comes up. He's 0 for 1 today. 1-1 is the count. And Gallo hits it into center field. The ball gets down. So Gallo has himself his first hit of the year. He hits a seeing eye single there. That'll bring up Todd Frazier. 1 away, man on first. Frazier hits at second base, runs over for 1, and that is all they get. So Joey Gallo's out at second. Todd Frazier on at first base, 2 away for Shin Chu Chu, who was 1 for 1 today with a leadoff triple there in the 2nd, I believe. And he grounds out to second base. So the score's still 1-0. That'll bring up Malik Smith, the top of the order for the Seattle Mariners. Corey Kluber with the pitch. And he strikes out looking. Kyle Seager up for the Mariners here. And he grounds it to Rougned Odor. Easy play to first, 2 away. Austin Nola steps in. He's 0 for 1 today. Corey Kluber with the pitch. And Nola gets a fly out to left field. That should do it for the Rangers. So no damage through 4 for the Rangers. The score is still 1-0. That'll bring up Robinson Chirinos. 3-2 is the count. And he strikes out. Rougned Odor comes up to face Marcos Gonzalez here. 1-2 is the count. He grounds out to second base. 2 away. And Ronald Guzman with 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Hits a ball into the right center field gap. Looks like that will be for extra bases. And Guzman gets in with a double. So we've got 2 away. Ronald Guzman on second. And Elvis Andrus, who hit a home run last time up, is at the plate. 1-0 is the count to Andrus. And it looks like he's going to ground out to third base. So that's all she wrote for the top of the 5th there. A nice double from Guzman, but the Rangers couldn't do anything with it. Shedlong is up to face Corey Kluber here in the bottom of the 5th. And he hits a ball to right field. Fortunately, Joey Gallo is there, and he made a diving catch to save a hit there. So good work defensively out of Gallo. Kyle Lewis, infield fly ball out to Elvis Andrus. He makes the play, no problem. 2 away. Dan Vogelbeck comes up for the Mariners with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 is the count. And Vogelbeck pops one up into left field. Should be playable. And there's Willie Calhoun to make the play. So We get out of the fifth, but it looks like Corey Kluber was actually injured on that last play, and we had to take him out of the ball game. So that's not great. Kluber was definitely dealing for us. I certainly hope the injury is not too serious. And Hyman gets drilled with a pitch there. So we've got a man on first with no outs. Willie Calhoun at the plate. He pops it up to center field. On the warning track is Bishop, and he brings it down one away. Joey Gallo comes up to face Marco Gonzalez. Gallo hits another one deep to center field. Looks like it's going to stay in for Bishop, and it does. He makes a play on the warning track. It's back-to-back warning track power shots from the Rangers here, but we cannot seem to get through, and Todd Frazier strikes out. So nothing doing there for the Rangers. Corey Kluber getting injured and coming out of the game certainly doesn't help. The Rangers bring in Joely Rodriguez here in the bottom of the sixth. Joely Rodriguez gets J.P. Crawford to roll over to one. There's one away. Braden Bishop comes up. 3-1 is the count. And he gets walked, so Joely Rodriguez surrenders a walk to Braden Bishop. D. Gordon at the plate. There's a drive to center field. Gets over the head of Hyman. And there it goes for extra bases. Bishop comes around. He scores. And D. Gordon finds himself at third base for the first hit of the game for the Mariners. Joely Rodriguez facing Malik Smith. And it's a wild pitch. Okay, so D. Gordon does end up coming home. The score is 1-1 now. Malik Smith being faced with two away. And Rodriguez gets him to strike out. So Rodriguez surrenders a triple to D. Gordon and ultimately a wild pitch to have the Rangers tie the game. That brings up Shin-Soo Choo here in the top of the seventh. Marco Gonzalez still on the mound for the Mariners. 2-2 is the count. And Choo hits a ball to deep right field. Could it go? It's gone. Shin-Soo Choo with a leadoff homer here in the top of the seventh. It went 360 feet and just smoked it over the fence. So good job there for Shin-Soo Choo. That puts the Rangers back up a score of 2-1. That'll bring up Robinson Chirinos. Chirinos hits a fly ball to left center field. There's Braden Bishop to make the play, one away. Rougned Odor comes up. He's 0 for 2 today. And Odor pops it up to Braden Bishop. He wanders over. And there's two away here in the top of the seventh. Ronald Guzman, 1 for 2 today. Coming up to face Marcos Gonzalez. 2-2 is the count. And he lines the ball back to the shortstop. Gordon makes the play and retires for the end of the top of the seventh. So Joely Rodriguez comes back in to face Kyle Seager here in the second inning of work and relief. 1-1 is the count. And Seager grounds the ball to second base. There's Odor, flips it to Guzman, one away. Austin Nola sets in for the Mariners. 2-2 is the count. And he strikes out on a check swing. So 2 down for the Mariners here in the bottom of the seventh. Shed Long comes up. Joely Rodriguez set to fire. 0-1 is the count. And he hits a ball into left field. That'll get down for a base hit for Shed Long. Nick Goody comes in relief to face the right-hander Kyle Lewis. Kyle Lewis is 0 for 2 today. Nick Goody, 2-2's the count. Ground ball to third base. Picked up by Frazier, thrown to first, and that will retire the side. So Elvis Andrus comes back up to face Marcos Gonzalez to lead off here in the eighth. He's 1 for 3 with a home run today. Ground ball to shortstop. Over to first. That'll retire him. Scott Hyman comes in. 0-2 is the count to him. And he grounds the ball back to first base. Over to first with it is Vogelbeck, and he is retired. 2 down, Willie Calhoun comes up. He is 0 for 2 today. Calhoun crushes one to deep right field. That is long gone, wow. Willie Calhoun gives the Rangers an insurance run. Hit it 425 feet to right field. So the long ball's flying for the Rangers today. Granted, there are 3 solo home run shots, but against a guy of the quality of Marco Gonzalez, we'll certainly take that. and Joey Gallo will pop out there to end the 8th. So here at the bottom of the 8th inning, we have Nick Goody back on the mound to face Dan Vogelbeck. 1-2's the pitch, and he strikes him out. J.P. Crawford on to face Nick Goody here. 3-2 is the count, and he walks him. Braden Bishop on to face Nick Goody here. He is 0 for 1 today. 2-0 pitch, and Bishop lines it over to second base over the head of Odor. Stopping at first is Crawford, and Bishop, or stopping at second is Crawford, and Braden Bishop gets on with a single. So first and second, 1 out to D. Gordon. Nick Goody with a 1-2 pitch strikes him out. So we have runners on first and second with 2 down to face Malix Smith is Nick Goody. 3-2 pitch, and he clobbers one into deep right field. That'll go for extra bases. That may tie the game up here, and it does. So Bishop and Crawford both come home. Malix Smith clears the bases with a stand-up double, and the game is tied at 3-3. Nick Goody then comes out of the game. Rafael Montero comes in with 2 away to face Kyle Seager. 2-0 is the pitch, and he hits one to deep right field. Looks like it'll stay in the park for Gallo. Gallo makes a catch on the warning track. So Malix Smith gets a double to score 2 and tie up the game there for the Mariners. Here we come in the top of the 9th. Taylor Gilbeau is on to face Todd Frazier. 2-1 is the count. And Frazier pops out to first base. Sin Chu Chu, hitting a home run up his last time up, is setting to face Gilbeau. 0-2 is the count. He strikes out. Robinson Chirinos, 0 for 3 today, comes up here with 2 down on the top of the 9th. And he strikes out. So, bottom of the 9th here, Rafael Montero back on the mound for the Texas Rangers. He faces Austin Nola. Nola grounds one up to shortstop. Andrus is there, throws to first, and retires him. Shedlong is up. He got a hit in his last at-bat against Nick Goody. Rafael Montero gets him to pop out in the infield here to Todd Frazier. There's 2 away. And Kyle Lewis is over 3 today, facing Rafael Montero. 0-1 is the count. And Kyle Lewis pops one up to first baseman. Guzman is there, and we're going to extra innings here in Seattle on opening day. Nick Solak in for a pinch hitter. Nick Solak, age 25, played 33 games with the Rangers in 2019, batted .293. So he comes in to lead us off here in the top of the 10th. And he pops one up. Easy play for Vogelbeck, and he is retired. Ronald Guzman comes up here with 1 away in the top of the 10th. And he draws a walk for us. So Elvis Andrus comes up. He's 1 for 4 today with a solo home run. Ronald Guzman is at first base. And Andrus grounds one over to second. The play is to first base. So he's retired. Guzman goes to second base, and Carl Edwards Jr. comes in for the Mariners to face pinch hitter Danny Santana. 1-2 is the count to Danny Santana, and he strikes out. So here we go into the bottom of the 10th. Jose Leclerc, our closer, is in to face Dan Vogelbeck. 3-2 is the count to Dan, and he walks. So Leclerc slenders a leadoff walk. J.P. Crawford comes up to face Leclerc. 3-2 pitch again, and he walks. So Leclerc walks the first 2 batters he sees. There's no one out here in the bottom of the 10th with a runner in scoring position. 3-2 count again. Leclerc walks him, so that's 3 straight walks for Jose Leclerc. Doesn't really look like he has it today. He faces D. Gordon here. A ball hit into the outfield wins the game for Seattle. 3-1 pitch, and he drives it to left field. We're going to make the play on that, but it looks like that was deep enough to score the game-winning one. So Jose Leclerc unfortunately blows the game for us. It obviously stinks that Corey Kluber got injured. It looks like it's a strained back day-to-day injury. Won't be anything too serious, but he allowed no hits through 5 innings. He was absolutely dominant, and our bullpen came in and wasn't terribly effective. Joely Rodriguez was okay. Nick Goody let up that big hit to Malik Smith. Montero pitched well, but then Leclerc just came in and walked everyone, and that was a tough opening day for us. But we'll survive and advance. I don't think it's going to be a terribly great season for us anyway. I'll go ahead and sim ahead here, guys. I'll catch up with you guys as we get underway with this season. I'm not sure exactly when I'll be back, but hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and I really look forward to continuing the series with you guys. Thanks so much for watching.